Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are back with Mr. Will and E, a little bit more Will and E, and we have James Marriott as well. We have Do Will and James Think the Same? These kind of videos are probably my favorite. They're ones that cause discussion and you can give your input and you can hear other people's input and people's mindset. And I think I love that kind of shit. So let's get into it.
Right, hello friends. Today
That's
we're going to be finding out if me and James think the same. Starting with...
I am the same on and off camera.
Ooh.
I'd like to think I am. I'm probably a little bit less vocal, but I feel like on camera you have to be a bit more vocal. So yeah, I'd like to think I am.
Disagree.
I'm going to put slightly agree.
Yeah? Why?
Because I think I'm a more exaggerated version of myself.
exactly.
Here, but I think I act like this.
I have a different voice on camera than off camera. I feel like I have my...
It's kind of correct. I've met Will a couple times, and I seem to remember the first time I spoke to him, he had a slightly different voice. But again, I don't think I speak like this. I've been told I don't have the same voice in person. I think it goes back to the whole exaggerated part. So yeah,
camera voice is southern and posh. And my northern voice is northern and rugged and hunky.
The more time I spend with you off camera, the more I think when your northernisms come out that you're doing it to try and remain in touch with yourself.
That's true.
So you're like, oh, Hawaii.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, you're just as insufferable off camera
Fair
as
enough,
you are
yeah.
on. I
Yeah,
think
sure.
those are both...
You're not looking me in the eyes when you say this isn't the most romantic video we've ever done.
Yeah, this is correct. This is objectively correct.
Do you
Thank
agree with do you agree with mine?
Yes,
I
I
agree.
just said that. I agree with yours. Yeah, and you've just
Good job.
You can be friends with an ex.
Oh.
I think it's circumstantial, but I think it's very, very uncommon for the circumstance to fit. Very uncommon. I think if you'd have to break up in a certain way, and even that's a little bit weird. Because say you broke up on good terms, sure, but if you, I think it all comes down to if the other person, like your future partner, is comfortable with it, and I think realistically they have every right not to be comfortable with it. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird. I think you can, but it's very, very, very circumstantial. I mean, I think I'd slightly
I think
disagree.
if enough time has passed,
Yeah.
and if you're in another relationship and they seem fine with it, I think it's fine.
I think you can be, but you shouldn't be. I feel like I can be like, you're pleasant, you've got nothing wrong. I just would rather be removed from you.
No, I think, if you loved a dog enough.
Hi, my friends. This is not a sponsored segment of this video, but would you mind just following me on Instagram, please?
Oh, I mean,
And me.
you can do that for me too if you want. Everything up here. We can wait for it to go if you want. Follow that Twitch, and the next one. Just check all of those. Just keep an eye on here for like the next minute, and stuff will pop up.
Yeah.
Please,
follow
please.
James. His tag's on the screen now.
Oh, and subscribe here
Please.
too.
Thank you.
I would date someone with an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I think what are we saying is date. Like, would I go on dates with someone with an OnlyFans?
Oh.
I don't
Iced
see why
coffee
not.
is better than hot coffee.
Ooh.
Could not give a shit. Both are wank. Next question.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm here. I am here. In general, yes. There's some times where I'm like, oh, I don't mind a little flat white.
I rarely drink hot coffee. I only ever drink hot coffee if it's a necessity. As a kid, I remember my mum made me a hot chocolate and then it had like this really weird scum on the top, and I remember it attached to my lip and burnt me. And ever since then, I've just refused hot drinks as much as possible.
Right, okay.
Sidemen Sunday is elite YouTube content.
I agree. I think the only thing that would make me strongly disagree is genuinely if they reduced the amount. because you often get the filler kind of videos, and I feel like you can't say like a hide and seek in a zoo is elite YouTube content. I think there's a reason it does so well, and you can't disagree. But I'd agree. I'd agree.
Oh.
Can I? Do I have to go one way or the other here?
Yes.
I think I'm going to go like here.
Okay.
Because I think, I know I'm not the demographic for it, but I know so
This
many
is the
people
thing as
who
well,
think
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And I also think like the next generation coming up will see that as great content. I think it was the Sidemen Silent Library video had me in stitches.
Yeah, so I would be here. I think they have some huge bangers.
Yeah.
And some ones that are really good. I don't think you can make elite content every single week. For like
I agree,
elite content,
agree.
you
Yeah.
look at like, I don't know, like a Nico or like a...
That's why I love people like Eddie Burback. He's someone who I watch all the time because like every video I know is going to have a certain amount of like effort and feel like it deserves to exist because he wanted it to.
Yeah.
Right?
Not
This is why I think Michael Reeves is still my number one YouTuber. Because although he uploads maybe 3 times, 4 times a year, every video is funny. It's so fucking interesting. It's not for everyone, don't get me wrong. It's about like coding and making fucking robots. I'm a nerd, shut the fuck up. But I genuinely think if they didn't do it every week, it would be elite. But they've spoken about this all the time, right, in podcasts, where, even though if they did move it to once a month, they'd still have the whole thing of like, oh shit, we need a video next week. You know, it's, yeah. I
This
don't
week
know.
I have to
don't
do
know.
something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being a YouTuber is a hard job.
Yeah.
I think it depends. I'm pausing this video so much, but this is why I love these videos, because I like to talk about it. I like to give my input. I think, and I mean this in no disrespect to these two, but I think they come from a privileged YouTube position. I think if you ask them 10 years ago, when they're up and coming and they're trying to make something of YouTube, they wouldn't be strongly disagree. I think because they've been so successful with it and they've gotten to a point where it's work for them now, and that's just like they've got things in place to make it easy. I really do believe, and I'm not saying it's a fucking the hardest job in the world. I've worked full time for 10 years. I hated that job. It was disgusting to go into every day. And I'm not saying this job is harder, but to make something of it is almost impossible. So it depends how you look at it.
Yeah. The only difficult part to it is you have to be someone who can check yourself and put yourself to work without having someone else telling you to.
Yeah.
As soon as you've got that down, you can make it pretty easily.
Yeah, the bare fucking minimum.
Yeah.
Make silly little videos, post them on the internet. It's only as hard as you make it for yourself.
That's exactly true.
I am out of touch with the real world.
I think for a moment
would even
I really
agree for
was.
myself. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. When were you out of touch with the real world?
When I was living in London.
Yeah.
I think it is so easy when you're living in a place which is very isolating to only hang out with people that are doing the exact same shit as you, and you kind of lose touch with old friends, with family and that stuff. I've found the more that I've disconnected myself from the online world, and the more I've kind of spent time with musicians or people just like
Famously level-headed people.
just like friends in Brighton. Yes, I mentioned it again. I think that's really helped me feel a bit more in touch with the world.
And what has made you more? Like, what about you is more in touch than you were? Because you're still as much of a diva.
I think just routine.
Yeah.
Like I lost routine for so much of my life. I'd be waking up at like 4 p.m, kind of getting locked into the internet, going to sleep at like 4 a.m, and you're kind of not existing in the UK or the US at that point, but somewhere weirdly.
So you're now more down to earth because you go outside.
Yes. I've been touching
I respect
grass.
it. I
I
really
would
do.
say I order takeaway for every single meal. Come in, all my things about the internet. I would say yes, I am.
See, I don't order every meal anymore.
Yeah, you've got meal prep, brother. Someone still makes your meal for you, right? You order it on the Monday and then you eat it Monday to Friday. That doesn't stop the fact that you ordered it when you eat it on Thursday.
I've been making focaccia.
I think you're kidding us.
Are you really?
I think you're kidding us.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
I'll accept that. What do you guys think?
I think you're out of touch.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, nice.
Do you think you're out of touch?
I think we're all really out of touch. Because what we think matters doesn't matter to the real world.
That is
So
true.
true.
That
true.
is true.
I'm a better friend than the person opposite me.
I'll sit out for this one.
Oh, no. We can't stay neutral. I think we both do a lot for each other.
We do, but okay, for each other or for all of our friends? Because I think in terms of what we've done for each other, I would say you've done more for me.
Right.
But I think I do a lot more for my friends.
Yeah.
Not a lot more, but I reckon on a whole,
Yeah.
I do more for my
Okay,
friends. Because
fair.
What do you do for your friends?
I'm a very...
I think your friends do a lot for you.
Really?
Yeah, play instruments.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but that goes both ways. That goes both ways.
What else? But you come here to film these videos every...
Yeah, but that benefits me. I love doing these. One, it's like the easiest recordings I ever do.
Lock this down.
I enjoy,
I'm not forcing him to say
I
this.
enjoy recording them, and I know it benefits me as well.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
you
like-
still travel from city to city nearly every week to do videos that aren't going on your channel.
I think it would be bad of me to go like, yeah, I'm a great friend. I don't
Yeah.
think that is the kind of modesty that you...
Yeah.
But I am proud of the fact, like, I think I do a lot for my friends and
Cute. I
ride
like
or die
this.
for them in a lot of ways. So I think I'm a good friend. But I think you've done more for me, so I'm putting it there.
I think I'm a better friend to you than I am to most people.
See, I feel that way. I feel that you have given me, in a lot of occasions, really special treatment. And you really work the balls as well as...
Yeah.
TikTokers are lazy compared to YouTubers.
I think it's lazy. It's just different content. I don't think. I mean, you could say the content is lazier, but if YouTube was like that, people would be doing that on YouTube. It's not. It's the platform. It's got nothing to do with anything else.
Disagree.
No,
It's a different form of content. I think
Yeah.
I think it's very hard to find either art on either of those platforms that is specifically made for those
Yeah.
platforms, but you can find it. And I think there is easy content on both. Like there's content farms on YouTube and content farms on
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. However, I think a banger YouTube video takes a lot more effort than a banger TikTok, obviously.
Agreed.
I mean, that's
Right.
like a time thing as well. Like on YouTube, you know, if you're going to make a banger video, you're not exactly going to make it less than 10 minutes. Because realistically, it's like
20 these
if
days,
you're
yeah.
investing so much into something, you've got to make it longer.
The content's easier, but I don't think that's because of the lack of effort they want to put in. I think it's because of what the platform,
yeah.
rewards.
I think if you tracked an average TikToker's week and an average YouTuber's week, they would be working very similar hours.
Yes, I agree.
And so for that reason, I don't think one is more lazier than the other.
Yeah.
You
Agreed.
would date other influencers.
Like what? Like long-term
I mean, why not?
relationship with
Strongly
another.
agree.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think you should not make it public. I think making it public is a
Yeah.
mistake.
I think because then there's always this expectation of like, if it was to end, you have to make a statement and have it be this big thing.
Sure,
I
yeah,
think
fair
it's natural that you'll meet people in the same field you're working in and feel like connection to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think there's a lot of merit in dating around and like dating.
Fucky, yes,
Jesus Christ.
Why do you think that?
Because it's important to meet people from different walks of life.
Right.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, that, right?
No, yeah. I think putting a public aspect on a relationship, I just think it's unhealthy.
It's
It
a
should
lot of
just be
pressure.
between two people.
Because then there's always this idea that you have to, even if something's going wrong in a relationship or you're having a tough time, externally you need to look like things are fine. Otherwise people will start going, oh, this doesn't seem right, something seems off here. And that just adds more and more pressure.
New video, Feet My Therapist.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
People just always want to have their say, like people want to jump in with their
Yeah.
opinion. And people will just be like,
I know me and Meg aren't particularly like big on the internet and all that kind of shit, right? But I do still think we've been very lucky with our communities because we get very, very, very little amounts of like people being nosy in our relationship. I think we do well with holding things back, but we do kind of share things here, there, and everywhere as well. But yeah, we've been very lucky with not having arseholes, basically. So long may that continue.
comment some really strong shit, or will be like have a really strong opinion based on very minimal evidence.
Someone who I feel sorry for at the moment is Danny Aarons, because I get a lot of his content on TikTok,
Yeah,
and it's just people offering
yeah.
opinions on things
Yeah.
that they
he's
don't
just
know.
not
Like
asked.
you don't know the person who he is behind closed doors, and it kind of gives me the ick.
Needs rid of that tattoo though.
Will can name 5 James Marriott songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen him at one of my shows singing along to, and I'm not going to say the name of it.
Okay, Car Lights.
I don't think I
Denial,
could, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Slow Down.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off.
Grapes.
Yep.
Crooked Tongues is the EP.
Yeah.
It is an EP, no?
Yeah, you got the name wrong. That's fine.
What is it?
Bitter Tongues.
Fuck.
You're forgetting the ones.
I would know a lot of the words, song names I'm not good with. Big one, recent, You Were on the Hill, you fucking me, who are you thinking of?
Yeah.
I'm not good with song names, but if you put it on, I could sing a lot of the words.
This is the thing, because I saw you at one of my shows. There's a video of you singing along to
Yeah.
one you haven't named yet.
Oh. Him.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
We can cut that and make it look like it was really quick.
I'm happy with where I am in life.
Ooh.
Oh, are we about to get deep? I feel like we might be about to get deep. Right now, I would say no. I would strongly disagree, simply because of financial position. And that's only because it's not stable at the minute. Obviously, I got made redundant, and that was my stable source of income. I was putting a lot of effort into Twitch and YouTube at the time anyway, but I had this full-time position to fall back on. Now I don't have that. It is very, very, very hard, and it's very scary. So right now, I would strongly disagree, but I love that it looks like Will is about to go to strongly agree, and I love that James has put strongly agree. I love that shit. Hell yeah. Oh, maybe not. Interesting.
I'm going to make this sound really annoying because I feel like I've been saying this a lot recently and I get some glares from people. I have a very lucky life. Like I spend my weeks like coming down here, making content, making a few things for myself, making music with my friends, playing shows, and life's great. You know, I don't really have many qualms with it at this point.
Yeah, I'm very lonely.
Oh, poor guy.
I think no. I think there's other things
That you want to do.
I want to do that I'm not currently doing.
Sure.
That we could be, we'll be doing soon.
Yeah.
I think I'm enjoying it. That would mean I'm agreeing. No, I would like to do a bit more. I would like to have a few more feathers in my bow.
Why? I know this is the therapy meme, but like I think,
Yeah.
have you not felt
No,
that
it's an
like
important
you're
question.
constantly in that moment of like needing
Yes.
to do more?
I enjoy that though.
Yeah.
I have always felt that, but I at other points I felt like I was achieving that. And I feel like
Right.
right now maybe there's some other stuff I want to achieve that I haven't. In Monday to Friday, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Like in terms of coming in and getting to work on these videos with the people we work on them with.
Yes.
Yeah, in aside.
Poor guy.
I always feel like could I be doing more? Could I be doing something better? And I feel like that nags. But for the most part, I'm happy with where I am in life.
I think that's an interesting question because I think you're kind of arguing that like if you agree, it's almost like a stagnancy.
Yeah.
Like it's like if I'm happy with where I am in life, that means I don't want more. Where the reality is you're
wouldn't-
happy with what you're doing.
I wouldn't see it as that ever, I don't think. If you're happy with where you're at, that doesn't mean that you're not thriving to, or you're not striving to be even better. It just means that you're happy with what you've achieved. I disagree with that. I think
But you want more from it. You know, you want to
I
keep
think
growing
there's more
it.
to
Yeah.
it.
Whereas I
Yeah.
think I'm more in a place of like I love my everyday life.
I don't think
for the
strongly
most part,
agreeing
everyone has their
necessarily
rough
has to be
days.
that.
But also like I could stop growing like a week ago and just coast, and I genuinely think I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
I've kind of like understood now that
Okay.
there is much more happiness in the way you do things than there is in the outcome of those things.
I would say work-wise, agree.
Yeah.
Other stuff, disagree, is where I'm at.
Okay, fair.
I am happy with the shape of my head.
What's the need?
My fucking head.
I've got a weird lump here.
Why wouldn't I be?
So maybe
Who's
just
gonna tell him?
agree.
What's wrong with the shape of my head?
In fairness, I've been saying this.
what?
But I've been saying this for years. Your head has gotten considerably less square as the
Yes,
years
because I put on weight, James. That's
That's not true. Is it true?
It's true, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's going now, it's going now. With the size of my head, would that change your answer?
What do you mean?
You have a fucking enormous head.
Yeah, but I've got an enormous body to carry with it.
Right, okay. You don't carry your body with your head, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
I've just got a weird lump.
That's true. I used to have a lot of issues with the way I looked.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I.
Thing is, Will has a fucking strong jawline, and people are just haters. I did think, like, I was watching him just then. He does just have a really, really strong jaw, doesn't it? It is square. I don't think there's anything you can say about it, but it is just a very good jawline. Fair enough.
True. I used to have a lot of issues with the way I looked.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I come to terms with myself, and
So why not strongly agree with the shape?
because I don't love it, you know.
What's wrong with the shape of your head?
Nothing's wrong with it,
Nothing's
but I'm
wrong
not
with
like,
it, yeah.
perfect shape, you know.
All right, okay.
Perfectly somewhere between
Yeah, I
square
would just
and
say
round,
that I've
but
got
not
a
so
bit of a
square that
fucking
people will
head.
go, that's a very
That's it.
square head.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Like,
I
yeah.
wouldn't look good bald.
Yeah.
Is the answer?
I would rub one out to a cartoon.
Oh,
What was the reaction? No.
Back in the day.
Wait.
Back in the day.
What?
I don't really do any of that stuff anymore. I don't
what,
really
rubbing one out?
No, I don't watch porn. I don't. But you know, I was always into the story more than I was.
That is the worst. That's worse than
What
going
the fuck?
fucking love anime boobs.
I just like the
no
story.
kink shaming, I
Anime
guess.
Fanny. Kim Possible. Woof.
How old
All
are
right,
those
she's hot,
characters?
but
Well,
okay. I'm just gonna stop talking.
I fancied them when they were older than me.
Okay, yeah, but you did just go Kim Possible woof.
Shit, how old's Kim Possible? She's,
Like
she's not
13,
really.
I think.
But,
Doesn't matter.
no,
She is
Kim,
in high
can we
school.
Google-
Restraining order, please.
I like women who are similar to my mum.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a.
In terms of what? Are we talking attracted? I don't think Meg and my mum have. Not that they don't have things in common, but I don't think they're very alike at all. They get on very well, don't get me wrong, but I think they're very, very different people.
Right.
Oh my
My
god.
mum's a nice lady, right?
She's
In what way
my
do I
mum's
like
a
these
great lady,
women?
yeah.
Oh.
My personality wise.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. We're
fine.
talking.
No, I'd say that.
Spanish is the sexiest language.
Ooh.
Well, what?
Oh. It's not English. we can guarantee that. Yeah, I would agree. It's between Spanish and Italian. But then Italian, when they're angry, just sounds fucking horrid. I'd agree.
What's
I'd
options?
agree.
Portuguese, French,
Portuguese,
German.
no.
Can you give me a bit of, give me a bit of sexy Spanish?
Definitely not German.
I'm not
Oh
gonna try
fucking!
anymore.
He's got a degree in it,
I'm
right?
not
Could you just
French.
give us a few words?
No.
Well, you give us Spanish, and Mikey will give us Mandarin.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not.
What are you
a
here for?
dancing
We're here to fucking
I'm
entertain
here to,
people.
yeah, but I'm saying not speaking a language they don't understand. They're not
insecure
gonna-
about saying
no
a
one is gonna
sentence in
listen to this
Spanish.
video and-
You
and
live
listen to
in
my-
Spain.
Oh, you said this word. I only said this word wrong because I don't want to
What's
get
going on?
put myself out there like that.
We're on camera in front of hopefully 500,000 people.
I don't think so though. I would maybe say,
Je ne sais quoi.
French.
it's
French
not
can be sexy.
Yeah, but I play Valorant enough for it to not be sexy. Bro, getting shouted at in French in Valorant is just not it.
I think all
on
languages
from
can
it.
be in their own way.
It's just French people speak it. And I think the attitude of French people I don't like. I like Spanish people, I like Portuguese,
It's a very nice sounding language.
Portuguese
English.
is an
I
interesting
understand it.
one. True.
Wait, where are you putting yours?
I think I'd
can't
have
think
to
of a
strongly
sexier one
agree.
in Spanish though. I find it intimidating though.
Why do you find it intimidating?
They're just sexier than me. So if someone's Spanish, I go, oh, I'm just not saying it. So sexier language than Spanish. What? Give me a.
I would say Portuguese I'd put as sexier than
Yeah.
the Spanish language, and maybe Italian as well.
Will would be successful if BG Media didn't exist.
Oh my god, I forgot about BG Media. Well, I mean, I don't know how Will started, but I do remember the BG Media stuff. But I don't remember that being like what blew him up. I might be wrong. But I feel like he would be.
I don't think it's a guarantee. I feel like YouTube back in the day was very much based on luck. I feel like YouTube now is harder, but if you get it right, it's guaranteed.
I think you would have just kept plugging away. You had university for a couple more years.
It's not. I don't think it's nailed on.
I think it's. I'm
I
not just saying
think
this. I believe with
would.
every inch of my being, you would be in almost exactly the same position.
Crawl out. Back then, you needed the luck, and that was the luck.
Do you remember what
I
mine
think
was?
there's luck with everything still. I don't think it's or if you get it right. And I don't know. This is just from my perspective. I mean, you look at people like Jinxie, like Sketch, like Queso, all those kind of people that just for whatever reason blew up overnight. And they were everywhere. Speed. I don't dispute that they were putting in a lot of work, and I don't dispute that they maybe did get it right or whatever. But you can't say that there wasn't any luck involved. Like I think it still has at least a little element of luck. At least a little.
No, because it doesn't really matter. Like, you just needed one
Yeah, but you
thing.
had it though. You got that.
You just needed one thing.
And you got it. So if you didn't get it, you might not be.
How long did you plug away at YouTube before getting to
18 months?
I think I was like 2 and a bit years. Would you have stopped?
Maybe if it hadn't gone well, I'd gone, fuck, I need to focus on uni.
See, I know I wouldn't have stopped. I think I would have just kept going on the side, and then it is somewhat inevitable. But the only difference, really, between the
think it is
people I know
inevitable.
now who are YouTubers that I knew when we weren't, is that some people stopped, and those that didn't made it.
Yeah. But maybe the ones that didn't make it just didn't get that luck, didn't get that one thing, or weren't good.
Okay, maybe I think we might be looking at this from different timings. I think potentially back in the day, if you carried on to this point, you probably would have made it. But I think because YouTube is such a saturated thing now, every kid wants to be a YouTuber when they grow up, right? Everyone is trying to make YouTube videos. Everyone's trying to make TikTok videos. I think because it's so much more saturated now, it's a hell of a lot harder. I don't want to say maybe they don't understand it at this point, because they'll probably understand it better than I do. But I think they might be forgetting that part.
My taste in
bit.
women is embarrassing.
Is that just a statement
Strongly
from you?
agree. No, I'm joking. I would strongly disagree.
No. What is your taste in women?
Honestly, I had a bit of a dating era, and I was just dating. I didn't really have a preference. I just dated a lot of people.
How'd your
You were
phase?
in your slut era.
Yes,
Yeah.
in my slut era. I think now the important thing for me, I would say, is just.
I've asked you what your preference in women is. There's a lot of talking. I think it's quite a simple answer. I don't think it's embarrassing. I think it's quite a narrow box.
This is true. Every single time when you're walking up to me about to say that you have a crush on someone, I know already.
What?
You know exactly what I'm going to describe. Between the heights of 5'4" and 5'7".
No, we don't discriminate. 5'2".
Okay, 5'2" and 5'7".
Yep.
Tanned with dark hair.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it, viewers. Power to them.
I have a lot of friends.
Ooh.
I would say I have a lot of good friends. I don't think I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of good friends. I think the people I hold around me are good friends. I have good friends, and I have. I think it's hard to bridge the gap between like acquaintance and friend. Because I have some people that I would say are friends, but we don't like hang out or text or anything like that. It's just if we see each other, we're friends, I guess. I don't really know. It's difficult.
You do.
I think
You
I
have
would.
many
I think I
friends,
would.
and you have. No, I spend a lot of time on my
Somewhat
one.
disagree.
I would say.
But you see that I have a lot of friends because when you come down to see me, we go out with a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of friends.
Those are the majority of my
I feel like
friends.
your friends are you're doing stuff with them. I have a lot of people I speak to and consider friends, but I don't do much with them.
Why not? What stops you?
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
either live in Newcastle, like my close friends live
Yeah,
in Newcastle, or that are like my close.
And Brighton.
Yeah, not a lot. I've got a few really good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you.
And you.
Separately.
2016 YouTube was better than current YouTube.
Depends what you mean better.
I enjoyed it more, but it was worse.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah, I think you're right. I
Probably
enjoyed
would
it more,
agree.
but I think I was just younger.
Yeah, exactly. Younger. It was
Had more
rawer
time.
though. It was more raw. It was. What are you laughing at?
No, sorry, just the word raw makes me laugh for some
Okay,
reason.
good. Yeah, I think it was more unfiltered and it was.
I prefer the
different.
videos.
Do you think it's maybe too polished these days? It's a bit like.
I think
It
so.
depends where you look.
Sometimes.
Like, there's a lot of unpolished stuff still. A lot of the people who I watch as well, like, I watch Moist Critical a fair amount. That's not polished. It's just him chatting. You know?
Yeah.
I think you can find that kind of stuff still on the internet.
I do think maybe in general the platform's like too optimized now. There is kind of a format for like we were doing some course.
I mean, it goes back to the whole like Mr. Beast thing, right? Mr. Beast ruined YouTube and all this kind of stuff. He just took it to the next level. And I think for videos that are millions and millions and millions of views, you have to go to the next level to continue it growing, which is so fair. And I don't think you can argue against that. But I do miss when I first watched YouTube, when everything was just a laugh and going out with your mates and being a fucking idiot. Like the kind of Filthy Frank era, that kind of stuff. So fucking good. And I just don't think you're ever going to get that again. Not saying that I don't enjoy the videos I watch nowadays. I very much so do. But I prefer YouTube back then.
And there's just a proven formula of right, this is the best intro you can do of like a bit of exposition, play a clip, bit of exposition, make sure you split it up, make sure you confirm the title
so all of
immediately, and
this
it's
is
got a
lost
little
on
bit too
me, bro.
formulaic and it's
Yeah.
lost some of that kind of
Pizzazz.
yeah. But if people are watching longer, they're more are they more entertained or are they just are you more entertained if you watch a video for longer? Is that a guaranteed correlation?
I don't know, actually, because I'll watch a Mr. Beast video and I'll definitely stick around for it, but then I end it and I kind of do forget about it.
Yeah.
You know, so my interests have massively changed. Like, if I watch like a lot of the stuff now that
But think objectively.
the quality's better now.
Yeah? Yeah.
Of
Do
course,
you have any
it
questions?
has
Do
to
I
be
have any questions?
now.
Oh,
Everything's
London
in 4K now.
is better than Brighton.
Oh, no.
It is.
No.
I think you can get what you get from Brighton in London, but you can't necessarily the other way around. That doesn't make it better, I guess. I like Brighton. I think Brighton's really nice. I don't know if I'd say it's better.
Objectively better. Brighton, right,
Okay, it depends
is
in what realm.
lovely, right? It's a lovely place and it seems like a lovely quality of life. It's a shithole. To look at, it's an eyesore. We've got all these grand white buildings covered in fucking
I
mold.
kind of
They're all
agree.
dilapidated, they're all fucking... Why does no one paint?
Because they're all listed buildings.
You can paint them and take care of them. Oh, it's a listed special building. Let it fall into
Why
disrepair.
that's not my
It
fault.
ruins it. When did I ever say Brighton's a shithole because of James
I
Garner?
think it's a pretty place. I think it's.
It is
I
a
think
pretty
parts of London are
place.
hideous.
In
They are,
general,
of
it's a
course,
much
yes.
nicer looking place than that.
I would agree on that.
Yes!
Would I?
All right,
Would
yes,
I? No, wait, no, no, no.
Watching, please follow me on Instagram. Goodbye.
Jesus Christ. Nice. There we go. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do make sure you leave a like down below. Let me know your thoughts on some of the questions that were in the video as well. I'd be very intrigued to hear them. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.